And now I'll do the thing introverts hate. Those of you in the room, I invite to turn to your neighbor and describe that moment. Where were you? Who was with you? What did it feel like? And if you're currently at home, please type your answer into the chat. Let's take a few minutes to share with one another your moments of joy. We'll ring the bowl when it's time to come back. We'll go a few more minutes. If you've not had a chance to share, go ahead and share. We'll go a few more minutes. Go a few more minutes.
You got more time.
I know. We'll go a few more minutes. Go ahead and share. Unless you've already shared. All right. Thank you all. What are some of the moments of joy that you heard or spoke?
I feel joy every week I come to fellowship.
Every week you come to fellowship.
Every week I'm physically in the building. I am fed with love and joy and community and
Excellent.
love.
Thank you. Who else? Other joy. What did you hear? What were the memories or moments?
Surprising my mom with a visit from my brother.
Surprising mom with a visit by the brother. Yeah,
Who she hadn't seen in months, so that was fun.
thank you. Linda?
I found a box that I had not gone through of things that belonged to my parents recently. And I found, this would have been about 1940, I found a picture of each of them before they knew each other. And they were each holding a cat.
Nice. Finding a box with photos from 1940s of parents holding cats.
They were not
Not together
together at that time.
at that time, yeah. Yeah, Shannon?
The person that I talked to recalled the joy that they felt with their grandfather and eating Reese's peanut butter cups with them.
The joy of eating Reese's peanut butter cups with Grandpa. Nice. On Zoom, I see, let's see here, I can read these. Being immersed in Lake Superior. Skiing in perfect snow in Colorado. Joy after sinking into a huge leaf pile, watching the light through the trees above me. My wedding day with all close friends and family. Sailing before the wind on a warm fall day with family. Horseback riding in Arizona with my sister. When my son was born, a joy like I'd never known or felt before, unconditional and forever love. Returning from a visit elsewhere, John and I were returning to the fellowship, enjoying the time to be back with the UU community. Skinny dipping early in the morning in my pond. Any other examples of joy that you heard today? Yeah.
There are a lot of profound ones we talked kind of through those, but then something in our conversation that we was cat videos.
Despite many of the conversations being profound, you landed on cat videos. Yes, yes, joy. There's much joy. So, two other questions. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, this is just an observation. It feels like a lot of them are when you're completely immersed, like submerged, like in water, surrounded by snow.
Yeah.
Like skiing, when you're fully immersed in the situation.
Yes, feeling joy when you are fully immersed in a situation. Yeah. I get that when I'm doing pottery. I'm in the flow, right? That is pure joy. So number one, how did it feel recalling that moment?
Fun.
Fun. Joyful.
I was kind of surprised how easy it was.
Surprised how easy it was.
Come up with examples.
Yeah. Grateful. Mm.
How everything else disappears.
How everything else just disappears. Yeah. Second question, how did it feel sharing that moment with someone else?
Less awful than I thought.
Less awful than I thought it would be. Warm. Emotional. Yeah. Yeah, such moments can move us. Yeah. Well, thank you all. I appreciate you sharing. So, when the world is on fire, in seasons of fear and despair, we often lose or abandon our joy. We become like the king in our story, always serious about everything. It's easy to forget about meeting our own need for silliness and joy. In our fear and anxiety, we can develop tunnel vision. We might even close our eyes to what's happening. We might clench our hands or our jaws. Our body language might telegraph defensiveness with crossed arms or avoiding eye contact. We might find ourselves breathing more shallowly. We may more often be in a limbic state, hijacked by our activated amygdala, hippocampus, and hypothalamus into intense emotion or impulsive behaviors. Now, you might think that your minister and others are always calm, cool, and collected. Yeah. But I can assure you that is not always the case. Being a non-anxious presence for congregants does require sustained and mindful effort. You might be surprised at how often I let my fears get the better of me, which, yes, sometimes can suck the joy right out of living. And maybe this is true for you too. Now, perhaps your life is one of never-ending happiness and prosperity. But I see no hands, and I doubt it. All too often, we spend our days and weeks trying just to get by, to simply get through the shock and horror of the tragedies playing out in our lives, in this country or around the world. Reverend Haley, in today's chalice lighting words, reminded us that one of the reasons we gather here each week is to practice with one another, unclenching our hands, opening our eyes and our arms wide, breathing deeply, and remembering there is still so much good and beauty and joy in the world. In this place, she wrote, we remind each other why we persist, giving each other courage to take this path that is not always easy, to keep practicing this love that will not let us go. In today's story by April Rosario, the king prided himself on being serious and wise, but he rarely smiled. It took someone from outside the kingdom, a wandering fool, to challenge the king's idea of what the purpose of life was, and to teach him that it could be bigger, deeper, wider than he imagined. When was the last time you laughed, danced, or did something simply for the fun of it? The fool asked. And the king couldn't remember. I've had days like that. The fool instructed the king that joy gives wisdom its light. It is laughter and play that we It is in laughter and play that we remember why we toil and strive. Life is not only about leaving a legacy, it's about being alive in this very moment. And too often, I and we forget that. Being present here and now. I don't know about you, but I find such mindful presence hard work, especially when I'm trying to meet other people's expectations, say. And maybe that's true for you too. In the end, the king learned the lesson. He made time for laughter, play, and foolish things done simply for the fun of it. And his kingdom became prosperous and joyful. Joy is not an escape from important things. It's a treasure that enriches important things. How might our lives change if we engaged our time on earth as a treasure hunt for joy? How might we live differently? Author Adrienne Maree Brown equated joy with true happiness and said that it has been the force that helps us move beyond the constant struggle, that helps us live and generate futures beyond this dystopic present. Futures worthy of our miraculous lives. Joy helps us move through the times that are unfair, through grief and loneliness, through the terror of genocide, or days when the demands are just too overwhelming. It heals the places where our hearts and spirit get wounded. It reminds us that even in the dark, we are alive. Joy is one of the ways we know when we are free, she wrote. That we are always free. And that we always have the power to co-create the world. In seemingly dire political moments such as we're facing now, having any agency at all to co-create the world or the future can feel impossible. And yet, last September, 2 months before the presidential election, Maria Popova wrote, "In this world heavy with robust reasons for despair, joy is a stubborn courage we must not surrender, a fulcrum of personal power we must not yield to cynicism, blame, or any other costume of helplessness." When in your life have you yielded your joy and held in its place cynicism, blame, or some other costume of helplessness? It's easy to do. How in the world did you get through that time? When did you remember that you are not helpless? Were you able to rediscover or reclaim joy? I bet so. If so, how? And who was there to make that possible with you? Popova quoted Belgian surrealist painter René Magritte. You know, the painting of the guy in the bowler and the apple in front of his head? That's him. He witnessed the devastation of 2 world wars. And he said, experience of conflict and a load of suffering has taught me that what matters above all is to celebrate joy. Life is wasted when we make it more terrifying, precisely because it is so easy to do. And Popova concluded that when the war within rages, the practice of joy, the courage of joy, becomes our mightiest frontier of resistance. Some of you may have seen the Facebook post I shared yesterday in the Fellowship Friends group. I received it from the Unitarian Universalist Association on Friday. It introduces a new resource for us called the Community Building Map to Deeper Joy. It was complete serendipity that I came across it just days before this service. And it read in part, "Sometimes joy feels hard to reach. The world is heavy. Community is complicated. And still, there are moments of laughter, welcome, and belonging that remind us what's possible. That kind of joy, the deep, connective, spirit-shifting kind, isn't extra. It's what helps us stay human, what helps us stay together. Joy isn't frivolous. It's foundational. And we can practice our way toward more of it together." So in seasons of fear and despair, even when, especially when, we feel used or abused, ignored or insecure, devalued or disempowered, when the world seems on fire and all we love seems imperiled, may we not lose or abandon our joy. That deep, connective, spirit-shifting joy in us is a mighty and sustaining force in resisting tyranny and oppression. It's bold to still find joy in these times. You know those moments of joy that we shared earlier, recalled and shared earlier? Do it again, and again, and again. Together, may we practice nurturing this joy in ourselves and in one another. May we share such moments of joy and of sorrow to strengthen our bonds and this beloved community. And yes, may we together co-create a future worthy of our miraculous lives. May it be so. And amen.